Hello everyone, my name is Calvin Fernando. My Unity IE is CFER NAN3. Today I'll be demonstrating the auto deployment of a Slack bot called WhatBot onto an EC2 instance on AWS Cloud. This is the environment which we'll be following. So we have a configuration manager which is basically a Vagrant VM with this particular IP address. It is an Ubuntu Trustee 1404 and has Ansible 2.4.1 installed. It basically consists of two important Ansible playbooks. First is the provision AWS.YAML. This playbook will reserve an EC2 instance and attach an elastic IP address to that particular EC2 instance on AWS Cloud. Second is WhatBot.YAML. This playbook will install the dependencies and packages that are required to run the application WhatBot onto an EC2 instance on port 4500. Now let's have a look on the AWS EC2 instance. We have an elastic IP address which is reserved, and we will automatically attach this particular elastic IP address to an Ubuntu Trustee 1404 EC2 instance. The WhatBot application will be running on port 4500. Now let's have a look on the AWS EC2 console. As you can see, there's no EC2 instance with the name WhatBot underscore final in the running state. Moreover, the elastic IP address is not attached to any of the running EC2 instance as of yet. Secondly, on Slack workspace, you can see that the status of a WhatBot application is disabled or offline. This kind of confirms that the WhatBot application has not been deployed as of yet. Now let's go to our configuration manager, and in order to verify whether this is a configuration manager, I'll type ifconfig, and this is the IP address as shown on the diagram earlier. Now let me run my Ansible playbook called provision.yaml. So this playbook will basically provision an EC2 instance on the AWS cloud. So this playbook will take roughly around 2 minutes. So let me go ahead and pause this video. Okay, the playbook was executed successfully. As you can see, there's no failed count here. So let us run through the task that is present in this particular playbook. So firstly, it will check if there is any existing EC2 instance with the same elastic IP address. If there are any, it will terminate that particular EC2 instance. Then it will launch a new EC2 instance, will allocate that elastic IP address to this particular EC2 instance. And lastly, we'll wait for SSH to come up. This kind of validates and confirms that the EC2 instance was successfully reserved and baked. Now, let me go to the AWS EC2 console and refresh. As you can see that now we have another EC2 instance with the name WhatBot underscore final, which is in running state, and this is the public IP address which is attached to this particular EC2 instance. Now is the second step, that is to run a WhatBot.yaml file. So let us type the command Ansible playbook -i inventory file. The inventory file basically consists the elastic IP address of the EC2 instance, and then we name the Ansible playbook what.yaml. This playbook will take roughly around 2 minutes. So let me go ahead and pause this video. So as you can see, the playbook was executed successfully as there's no fail count. So let me run through the task performed by this playbook. First, it will try to do an SSH to the elastic IP address of the EC2 instance. Then it runs the apt-get update, followed by setting the time zone of the EC2 instance to the Eastern Standard Time. Then it will do a curl to the repository in order to get the version 6 of Node.js. Then it will install the following packages: Node.js and Git. It will install PM2 module in order to run main.js forever. Then it will clone the repository. It will copy the files related to Google API authentication. It will run npm install, and lastly it will run the application by executing the command pm2 start main.js. Now let me do an SSH into the EC2 instance. Okay, this error is because I have to clear the known files. So let me go ahead and clear it and come back and try to do an SSH again. Okay, now I'm inside. Let me do a full screen out here, and once I type pm2 list, as you can see that the main.js application is currently online and is currently running. So let us go to my Slack workspace. As you can see that the status of WhatBot is still offline. This is because there's one important step which is still pending. that is to authorize this bot. So we need to authorize the bot because the bot consists of buttons. So for that, I've created a Selenium test or using robot framework, and I'm using the PyCharm ID. So let me go ahead and execute this particular robot file. So what's happening here is it will basically, the Selenium test will basically open a Chrome and will type the URL, the elastic IP address of the EC2 instance, colon the port number, followed by login, and it will try to log in using the WhatBot credentials, and then lastly it will try to authorize it. So this will take some time, so let me go ahead and pause this video and continue once this is done. So as you can see, we are on the final step, that is to authorize, and yes, the authorization was complete. Now is the moment of truth. So let's have a look on our Slack workspace, and as you can see, yes, my WhatBot is now online, and yes, I received. And if I type setup here, okay, I received some message from my WhatBot saying that please authenticate the Google APIs before configuring Standup. So this step is already been mentioned on the README of the repository. So, however, you can see that my WhatBot is kind of interacting with me. So this kind of confirms that the application was successfully deployed on EC2 instance. Thank you for watching.